大学のね、卒生のテーマだから。
Unfortunately, these peaceful days aren't meant to last. The Light in the Darkness, Ultraman Nexus. Hello and welcome to Earth Alien ProtoMet. And in today's episode, I'm going to be covering one of the darkest entries in the Ultra series, Ultraman Nexus. So let's dive right in. A rescue worker, Kazuki Komon, is recruited by a secret organization, Terrestrial Liberation Trust, or TLT for short, to become a member of their defense team, Night Raiders. Night Raiders' job is to combat man-eating alien creatures called space beasts, while TLT works to keep the existence of these monsters a secret from the public. But also battling the space beast is a man named Jun Himea, a reporter with a dark past who has been granted the ability to transform into a giant named Ultraman Nexus. Why was Himea chosen to become Nexus, and can he really be trusted? Ultraman Nexus is a dark show, but it never feels bleak. There's always a glimmer of hope in the midst of the darkness. Now, I feel I can't really talk too much about the show without going into spoiler territory. So for those of you who want to know my opinion of the series without spoiling the show for yourself, jump to this time in the video. And for everybody else, consider this your spoiler warning. The series has a more realistic tone compared to other entries in the franchise, presenting a more down-to-earth look at what might happen if giant monsters and aliens did exist. There's even an element of conspiracy and secret societies to the show, providing a somewhat dystopian setting, but not completely dystopian. The show's lore is pretty complicated, and even after watching this series, I'm still not entirely sure what the full story is, but it's less a case of them not trying to explain things, and more just me not fully understanding everything. Evangelion, this is not. The designs for the space beasts are great, and the reuse of the creatures over multiple episodes helped to make them feel like real creatures, much like actual animals. But the strongest point this series has is character development. The clash of ideals between Komon and the deputy captain, Nagi Saijo, makes for some great drama. Nagi believes that all space beasts should be destroyed, and while Komon immediately sees that Nexus is a force for good, Nagi views the giant as just another space beast that needs to be destroyed. And the hardships that Komon faces in the series put his good faith to the test. Himea also has a pretty tragic backstory that drives his character to search for the reason he was chosen to become Nexus in the first place. As a result, he's a hero who isn't sure about what his true purpose is, but who still does what he feels is the right thing to do. Ultraman hosts usually don't have that much development, so it's a nice change of pace. And then there are even Dark Giants, Dark Faust and Dark Mephisto, which present a challenge to Nexus and the Night Raiders. There's also the interesting mechanic of Nexus taking his opponents into a pocket dimension, referred to as a metafield, to battle without the risk of civilians becoming involved or learning about the space beasts. Unfortunately, 2/3 of the way through the series, Himea is replaced by a new host, Ren Senju, and the series as a whole takes on a more vibrant look, most evident by the new opening credit sequence. I say unfortunate because I don't feel that Ren is as interesting of a character, and the whole shift in tone that the show has after his introduction dilutes the more serious nature that the show had up to this point. It might have been part of the reason why the show was shortened from 50 episodes to 37. That and the fact that the target audience, adults, weren't watching the show at its early time slot, resulting in low ratings. Thankfully, the shift isn't nearly as bad as Kamen Rider Hibiki's shift, but it is still noticeable. It also means that Nagi's involvement in the plot kind of screeches to a halt to make room for a new female character. She's not outright replaced, but she's not nearly as integral to the show's conflicting viewpoints as she once was. Also, by this point, it becomes a bit obvious that some of the show's characters are given so little development that you don't really even know who they really are by the end of the show. But given a certain plot twist, I'm okay with this. At its core, Ultraman Nexus is about the conflict between light and darkness that exists within all people, tinging us all in various shades of gray. This is a really well written show for the most part, and I would highly recommend you go out and check this out. For Earth Alien ProtoMet, see ya!